but I know that a common question that everybody asks about any professional certification is, will it help me get a job? And I know that this is the same thing that Saraf Academy is going to help you do as well. You are able to pass. It requires commitment, it requires dedication, and it requires a decision on your part that this is important. I want to start by first saying some comments about the CMA exam. This is an exam that I've been involved with for almost 25 years now. The first class that I taught for CMA was in September of the year 2000. And so over that time, I've seen a lot of CMA students. I've helped a lot of CMA students pass. And I've also gone through a lot of CMA exams. When I took the exam, it was 4 parts. And I think there was a time where it was 3 parts, and now it's 2 parts. And one of the things that has always been the case with the CMA exam is that it has always been relevant. It has always been what it is that people need in an accounting and finance profession. And this is something that makes it a lot easier for teachers to teach and for students to study when all of the content that is being tested on the exam is actually content that people are going to be using in their career. And I don't want to stray too far from my topic, but I know that a common question that everybody asks about any professional certification is, will it help me get a job? And the answer to that about any professional certification is yes, it will help you get a job. No professional certification will guarantee you get a job. But that question of whether or not a professional certification will help you get a job is not really the correct question in my mind. The correct question is, will it help you keep a job? Not only get the job, but keep the job. And in order to keep a job, you need to add value to your organization. You need to be able to do what it is that the job requires you to do. And CMA gives you the tools to know how to do the job that you are going to be asked to do in an accounting department or a finance department or a consulting role. And so what's happening is, as you are studying for CMA, that CMA, those letters will help you get a job, but the knowledge that you learn, the skills and the tools that you gain while you're studying for CMA is what is going to allow you to do your job very well. And that's what's going to allow you to keep your job in the long term. And so we need to make certain that that question we ask about our career is the right time frame, not just getting a job, but keeping a job. And this idea of the skills that you learn in the exam being necessary to help you keep your job, this is what we keep in mind as well when we write the materials and we prepare the materials for you. We know that passing the exam is the first step in the process. But the more important step is that you actually know and understand what it is that is on the exam, that you're able to understand the issues about capital budgeting and internal controls and corporate finance and working capital management and all of those topics that are covered on the CMA exam. Those all are part of how you're going to be successful in your career. So in our materials, we're not only teaching you the bare minimum to maybe be able to guess the answer correctly, we're making certain that you understand the concepts, that you understand the content, that you gain those skills that your employer expects you to have if you're a CMA. And so our entire process of developing the materials and providing those materials to you is to make certain that the 2 things happen. 1, you pass your exam on your first attempt because we cover everything, we explain everything. And second, that you have all of the skills that are necessary after you pass your exam to succeed in your career. You don't get promoted, you don't get a bonus because of the certification you have. You get promoted and you get the bonus because you're able to use the knowledge you learned in that certification to add value to the company you're working for. And this is our whole concept of what we're trying to do with our content. And I know that this is the same thing that Saraf Academy is going to help you do as well. It's not just, here's the 5 things and the bare minimum that you need to pass the exam, maybe. But we're going to make certain that you understand the concepts, that you have those skills and you have those tools so that you are ready for any question that comes to you on the exam, and you are prepared for any task that they ask you to do at work. One of the things that some candidates look for is a shortcut. They want the shortest time to pass. They want the minimum amount. They ask, what topics are most important to study? What topics are the mock or the essay going to come from? You can't do that. This is a very good syllabus, a very detailed syllabus, and all of the topics are covered. On your individual exam, they're not going to test everything that's in the book, but they are going to test a lot of it. And so you need to be prepared for an essay question, for a problem from any topic within the book. There aren't shortcuts. And when you understand all of the content, you are prepared on the exam for a question that's different, a new question. And this is how it is that we can separate people who understand the content from people who don't, is when they get that new question, when they get that new approach or that new way that something is being asked. If you really understand the topics, you'll be able to answer it. If you don't really understand the topics, you won't be able to. Anything that has value has a work that's required with it. And this exam is no different. This is a difficult exam, and we want it to be difficult. Because if the exam isn't difficult, then anybody's going to be able to pass it. And if anybody's going to be able to pass it, it doesn't add value to those who do. So this is a difficult exam. This is a challenging exam. And that's okay, because it is also a passable exam. You are able to pass. It requires commitment, it requires dedication, and it requires a decision on your part that this is important. But I know that we have made the decision to be committed and dedicated to helping you pass. And I know Saraf Academy has made that same decision to do everything that they can and need to do to help you to pass. So when you are ready mentally, when you've made the decision that passing this exam is important to you, you have everything that you need available to you to pass the exam. You have great materials, you have great teachers, you have great support from both of us. Everything that you need to pass the exams is available to you. It really comes down to a question for you as to whether or not you are ready to work hard and to take advantage of all of those tools and resources and support that's available to you so that you are ready to take the exam and pass the exam. I know it's a question of how does all of this work? How does all of this go together? Well, it's kind of a partnership. There's a partnership with the materials, there's a partnership with the teachers, and there's a partnership with you. And this is successful when all of the partners are working together. And I know we're doing what we need to do, and I know Saraf is doing what they need to do. And so really it comes down to a question about whether or not you are prepared to succeed. Are you prepared to succeed? We have a textbook that is very detailed and very helpful. We have a test bank. We have mock exams. We have MCQs. We have the essays. All of those tools are there. We spent almost 25 years developing them. And so in all of those 25 years, we've been asked a lot of questions. And we've answered a lot of questions. And so what we've been able to do is we've been able to take those questions and those answers and include them in our book, so that when you go through the book, you have those questions and answers already there for you. When we prepare the materials, we use the learning outcome statements from IMA. So we know what is on the exam, and that's in our book. And we know what's not on the exam, and that's not in our materials. Okay, we are focused on you learning the skills that you need to do two things: to pass your exam on your first attempt, and to succeed in your job. Your first job, your next job, the job after that, giving you the skills and the tools that your company is expecting you to have and allowing you to perform your job very well. And that's how you get your promotions. That's how you get your raises. That's how you get all of those wonderful career opportunities. We are looking forward to helping all of you pass when you make that decision to become a CMA. And I know that we're working with Saraf Academy, and we're looking forward to doing that together, providing you all of those resources that you need. This is what I wanted to say right now. I will also stay here and be available at the question session if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask me. I want to say, just kind of in conclusion, thank you for your time. Thank you for making this investment here and learning about CMA and learning about the Saraf Academy. If you decide that CMA is what you want to do, you are in the right place. You have a great course provider. You have a great materials provider. You have all of the resources you need to be successful. It's just a question of you making that decision in your own mind to be that third partner. You've got the materials, you've got the course provider. We just need you to be that dedicated and committed student, and the partnership will be successful, and your career is going to benefit from now until you retire. So thank you very much, everyone. And I look forward to helping you pass and become a CMA.